Well, I finished the Alec Baldwin interview, and I have finished vomiting after watching the interview. Um, so I'll start by saying this to the average viewer who watches it, who has no concerns or interest in narcissism or any of the other uh, things that we on this channel try to be aware of. To somebody who's just blissfully ignorant of narcissism, the blame game, and everything that comes along with it, they'd probably watch it and they would probably feel a lot of sympathy and empathy and other feels for Alec Baldwin. He tells a sad story. It is a sad story, right? Um, and the thing is, it is a very sad, very tragic story, um, told by the person that possessed the ultimate blame and ultimate responsibility for what happened, who also has a worldview that he can do no wrong and did no wrong. And once you realize that, it it's disgusting and revolting. So I'm gonna say this: it's most definitely something you guys should tune into and check out. It's on Hulu. Now, surprisingly, I'm not able to rip any of the video from Hulu. I'll put it like this: there are ways of ripping Hulu video, but I prefer to keep my ass out of court. And it seems YouTube and Hulu have quite the understanding with each other. So I'm not going to put any clips. So to watch the Alec Baldwin interview, you'll need a Hulu account. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you that it's like $7 a month, right? So, I mean, if you want to sign up and cancel, whatever. I think it's a very good fodder for a master class. So let me just tell y'all, without going into the content of the movie, I can tell y'all key observations that I noticed. Leading up to this interview, when they asked George Stephanopoulos about it, he said it was probably one of the most raw, emotional, intense interviews he's ever done. Gee, that sounds, I believe it. I believe it. Second of all, George Stephanopoulos said that the interview went for an hour and 20 minutes. What's on Hulu is 47 minutes. So that's 10 minutes shy of half of the interview. Now, I understand they clip things down for sake of time, you know. Sometimes if somebody, like in an interview, if like, ooh, let me think, if somebody takes a long pause, you want to clip that pause out. But that's not what happened. It is very clear that they clipped out and they cut out bad behavior. Alec Baldwin has a well-documented public history of being explosive. He uses derogatory terms about people all the time. For whatever reason, I guess it was between 2000 and 2010, he used to have this thing for calling people, sorry for using the slurs, the homophobic slurs of telling people that they're fairies, that they're queens, that they're faggots. He's used those words over and over and over with the paparazzi. It's like, how in the hell are you going to say something like that into a video camera? And of course, he's had a history of getting away with it, which, as we all know, just further emboldens bad behavior. We all know about the audio message that he left for his daughter, saying he doesn't care if she's 11 or 12 or however old she is, like doesn't even know how old his daughter is. And in this interview, He pretends like he's a family man, and that's really what just kind of sort of made me want to throw up a little bit in my mouth. Um, because several times he said, for the sake of my children type statements. It's like, oh, you mean your fat pig? Oh, which is what you've called your daughter, and had the nerve to leave that on a voicemail, right? Lord knows what he actually says in person. So, yeah, when you know the type of human being that Alec Baldwin is, and you don't have to do a really deep internet search to find out what kind of person he is. And then you watch this interview. My God, does it show something else entirely. He is absolutely lying. He is absolutely mischaracterizing the events that led up to the shooting. He's mischaracterizing the shooting. He's mischaracterizing the events that followed the shooting. And to a certain degree, I think he probably believes these things to be true, because we know narcissists do actually tend to believe their own lies. And it's not necessarily a conscious thing that they do. They're not going to say, hey, you know what? I'd prefer to believe these alternative facts, right? And people don't really choose their alternative facts. They're just kind of sort of brought into our subconscious, right? The objective, unquestionable facts of what happened is that Helena Hutchins is dead because no fewer than 3 people failed her. It was their job to ensure her safety. It was part of their job description, their job requirement, their responsibility as professionals and as human beings. 3 people failed her. More than 3, I should say. Right? What makes me sick is that in this interview, he led the interview down the road of the one question that matters is, how did live ammunition get on the set? Because had it not been for that, we would not be needing to ask all these other questions. Fair enough, right? How did live ammunition get on the set? Was it sabotage? No, even he says he doesn't think it is. And I think it is a sabotage, but not like a malicious sabotage. Somebody self-sabotaged. Okay? They're using these, we know they were using these guns for target practice in their off time. These guns were being taken on and off the set and being used for target practice. And live ammunition got mixed in with the dummy ammunition. How did it end up on set? Well, when you're hauling your prop guns on and off set to do target shooting, that's a pretty good way to mix up your ammo, right? Because you don't do target shooting with dummy rounds, and you don't do target shooting with blanks. Now, I don't know the details of who was doing it, but all of that's going to come out. And this is just the way it trickles down. Alec Baldwin is either a owner or the owner of the production company. So the production company holds the ultimate liability. It's the production company's responsibility to ensure the safety of all the cast and crew. Any on-set accidents that are found to be the fault of the production company, the company holds that liability. And Alec Baldwin, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure he's either the owner or one of the owners of that company. And they have insurance, and he even said that there's a pool of settlement money that is a finite pool. And, is that all the money that there is? No, they can go above and beyond that amount. If people are personally sued and found personally responsible, then you can sue somebody as an individual. But this is not a situation where you can say one specific person is at fault. You cannot say Hannah Gutierrez is at fault. You cannot say that, I don't know, Homeboy Hall, whatever his first name is, the director dude that yelled cold gun, it is not entirely his fault, singly, right? It is not entirely Alec Baldwin's fault. It is wholly the production company that holds the liability. And we have a string of careless, irresponsible individuals, and birds of feather flock together. And when you have a careless, irresponsible, asshole son of a bitch like Alec Baldwin is, who has gone out of his way over and over to demonstrate this over the years, when he's at the top and the birds of feather that flock together, they all need to be held responsible. So what needs to be done? I would love to see this happen. There needs to be a criminal trial with all of them involved and all of them to be co-defendants. And understand, when I say this, do understand, I'm not suggesting that they all go to jail or that they are all bad people and that they're all criminals and lock them up and all that. No. So where this is coming from is, as I said before, y'all know, I watched the entirety of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. From the very beginning to the very end, all of the opening statements, all of the procedural bullshit that happens, the banter, I watched the entire thing because I had opportunity to do it, and I understood and recognized and realized this is a key, valuable opportunity to observe the legal process from beginning to end during a criminal murder trial. I'm so glad that I did. And so the reason why I'm saying there needs to be a criminal trial, or at least a trial, where everyone who is responsible, they need to have the prop ammunition suppliers subpoenaed. They need to have the people on the set subpoenaed, the people who witnessed the accident, right? And the co-defendant should be the armorer, the assistant director, Alec Baldwin. And if they do find whoever was responsible for mixing up the live ammunition, the people who were going off the set to target shoot and bringing the guns back, they better bring their asses up. And again, I'm not even 100% sure if that's internet rumor or not. So that we can have everybody from there put up on a stand under the penalty of perjury and hear the accusatory questioning and the defensive questioning and make sense of that from every single person, get it all on record, and allow 12 individuals to review everything presented and come to a conclusion. It is a wonderful process. When I hear the criticisms of the current legal system saying, "Oh, the legal system is rigged," or it's corrupt and all this stuff. Yes, every system has its corruption. However, if anybody has an exhibit of a better designed justice system and legal system than what we currently have, I'm open to that. Watching it unfold during the Kyle Rittenhouse trial was very eye-opening. A lot of things I didn't know. And I think that it would be really, really good to do that in this situation so that we can hear from everybody. We can hurl the accusations at everybody. We can hear their best and finest defense, and have 12 people decide what happens. But in any case, just the fact that ABC cut out nearly half of all the footage is very telling. And I hope to God any prosecutor that has an IQ higher than a plant is going to subpoena all of the uncut, unedited footage. They better. And it is also very clear that ABC is on Alec's side. And my guess is perhaps some ABC executives also have a financial interest in this production company, or they stand to be affected financially by this. Because here's the thing. When they did the R. Kelly interview, they were more than happy to show his bad behavior and his meltdown. That was their gotcha moment, right? Gotcha, you pedophile, right? But there's none of that in this Alec Baldwin interview. And there's even several places with bad editing where you can see where he is just about to go into this fiery rage, and they clip it. So they are covering for him, very much so, because if they didn't have skin in the game, they would have hung him out to dry and shown the whole interview uncut. Why clip it down to 47 minutes? That's kind of an odd time to arrive at, you know, because it's not like that fits a specific television slot window, because this is streaming online. There are no time limits to these things, so it's not like they're trying to format it within a given given time slot for television broadcast, because it's exclusively on Hulu. So why would they cut out over half of everything he said? Huh. So even ABC is complicit in sculpting this narrative. They're trying to control the narrative of what happened. So we'll see what happens. This whole thing is tragic. Anyways, thanks a lot for listening. Do please like, comment, or share. If anybody has additional information that I overlooked or maybe just don't know, sound off in the comments. I want to know what you know. So I'll see y'all in the next video.